Okay, so Cancer rising people are quite sweet-natured souls. They can come across as either really soft, caring, and understanding, shy, and really connected with their family, or they can. There's another side of the Cancer rising, or a different kind of Cancer rising that is more the hard shell. Very self-protective and does not give anything away when it comes to their emotions. So that type of Cancer rising, might be someone more from an older generation, or not necessarily that, just somebody that maybe has experienced a lot of difficulty in their life and hasn't dealt with it, and so it's going to come across in that maybe a more negative way. So generally speaking, Cancerian risings, they have a tendency to worry. They are very connected to family or their family background. They can carry a lot of the traditions of their ancestors or their family roots, and even if they have a moon sign like Aquarius, for example, and they have Cancer rising, they may not abide by a lot of the traditions, but the family still has a very deep effect on them, on their personality. It's shaped who they are more than maybe than they would admit, or they may have rebelled against the family, but the family is a strong influence nevertheless. So there's different ways that it can manifest there, and Cancers or Cancer rising people can be the type of people that, if they have a problem, with something, or they want to tell you something, they have a tendency to not be upfront. They will kind of sidestep the issue. They may try and avoid the confrontation, or they will give you hints and clues as to why they're annoyed, or they may do it in a surreptitious manner. So they may tell you what they're thinking, but not in a straightforward manner, in a sideways manner, in a surreptitious manner, in a way that is just not straightforward. So there's that as well. They are very nurturing people as well, and they may enjoy cooking or looking after the family home. The family home is very important, and they could find that they like to shut the doors of their home and just be in their sanctuary. And if they're feeling in a particular mood, and Cancerians are known for moodiness, it is true, their moods can fluctuate. So if they're feeling sensitive, they may withdraw into their shell, so to speak, or they may not feel like expressing their thoughts or feelings, so yeah, they may just want to retreat into their home if they're feeling vulnerable. Or if they're at work and they're feeling vulnerable, say for example, or sitting there in a cafe with someone having a conversation and feeling vulnerable, they may just close down emotionally and not talk about how they feel, and that might be quite uncomfortable for them to feel that vulnerability. They're very sensitive to their environment, Cancerian risings, and they don't like discord in their personal environment, in their workspace, in any environment that surrounds them. So they typically are not too fond of crowds or rowdy situations where the energy is unpredictable. If they do have an interest in traveling and family life, and because I think, and also, sorry, I was getting sidetracked there, with traveling, they would need to feel like, say for example, they're not going to travel necessarily to all these different places and be on a big trek through the Amazon, or unless they've got a Scorpio moon, maybe, I don't know, but they're not adventurous like that. They're more cautious, and they would travel when they have connection to their family. So they would go overseas and live with their grandparents and get to know their relatives if they've never met them, or they would go spend time and reconnect with family members. That type of travel is more what Cancerian rising likes. In a relationship, they tend to not be interested in situations that are not giving them security. So they don't really go for a relationship that is just a one-off thing or a superficial thing. They prefer to have a view to a long-term partner or a marriage partner. They can be quite traditional. Again, you've got to look at the rest of the chart, but they can be quite traditional like that. and prefer to get married and to settle down, have a family, and they can be quite nurturing types, as I said, so they really look forward to creating that sense of security in their own family life. It's really important to them. So it's a water sign, and it's ruled by the moon, which explains why it's moody, because the moon's constantly changing and fluctuating, waxing and waning. So anyone that's got a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, or Cancer rising will relate to that. The moods can fluctuate, and they just have to kind of go with it. They can really change their mood very quickly, actually, so it's quite surprising. Cancerian people, how they can really change their mood. They can go from feeling quite happy to something shifts in the environment, and they just might close down completely or just become really cranky. So like the sort of other side of the Cancerian is that crankiness, that hard shell, that not wanting to talk to anyone, just completely closing off, and snapping as well, and being quite cantankerous. So in terms of appearance, they can have a round face, a very moon-like face. Even the profile can have like a moon-like quality to it. And they may have issues with their skin being very fluctuating, very changeable. They might have clear skin for 1 week or for a year, and then they might have problems with their skin at another time. So I think the people with Cancerian rising do have to drink a lot of water. I think that is quite conducive to their makeup, and also what was the other thing? Yeah, they have that round face and the moon-like face. That was the main thing. Just trying to think, is there anything else about Cancer rising that I could think of? Oh, they're very attached to people. Once they get attached to someone, say in a relationship, they find it very hard to let go. And also the past is, a big thing for all Cancerians, and Cancer rising, Cancer moon, Cancer sun. But I think more so for Cancer moon and Cancer rising, they tend to reflect on the past and look back at what they've been through in the past, and project that onto the future. So they have to be careful of, if they've been through difficult times in the past, not always think that that's how things are going to be in the future, that things do actually change and evolve. So just because you had a bad relationship in the past doesn't mean you're always going to have that. So they do have a tendency to worry and think that everything that happened in the past is going to keep repeating, but not necessarily. So it's just a reminder for those Cancer risings that do have that tendency, to sort of break that sort of negative association to the past in a way, and release that a little bit more if they can. They are, as I said, they're very attached to things. They can even be attached to objects. So like, it's more of a Taurian thing, but they do have an interest in antiques and things that objects that have sentimental value is really big for Cancerians. So something that was passed down from a relative that is deceased, that type of thing, they will cherish those type of things. Or even something that was given to them as a gift years ago, through a meaningful connection with somebody, they'll just cherish that item, and they might love to have photos on the wall of family, of friends, that sort of thing. So that's kind of all I can think of at the moment. If you're a Cancer rising and you'd like to leave a comment or share your thoughts or opinions, please do. Thanks for watching, everyone.